Hello students, welcome to Department of Zoology, Shri RLT College of Science. I am Dr. Archana Savarkar, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology. Students, in last lecture we have studied the respiratory organs, gills. And today we are going to study more detail about respiratory organ, lungs. Before going to detailed structure of lungs in various vertebrates, again we will revise the meaning of respiration. Respiration is a biochemical activity taking place within the protoplasm of the cell and result in the liberation of energy. It is a catabolic process which involves taking in oxygen into the cell, using this oxygen for releasing energy by burning food and then eliminating the waste product like carbon dioxide and water from the body. There is a special system designed for exchange of gases, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide, between the organism and its environment, and this system is known as respiratory system, which is a most important system in living organism. In case of vertebrates, the main respiratory organs are gills and lungs. In last lecture, we have seen that gills are the respiratory organ mostly in the aquatic animals. Then in this lecture, we have to focus on lungs. Lungs are the respiratory organ, especially in the terrestrial animals, that is, in the land vertebrates. And also, these are the respiratory organs of some aquatic animals, for example, lungfishes. Lungs are very elastic and distensible. Let us have a look on development of lungs. How the lungs are developed in vertebrate embryo. In vertebrate embryo, lungs are developed as a single midventral diverticulum from the floor of pharynx. Here you can observe this figure A. This is the pharynx and this is lung primordium or the midventral diverticulum from which the lung is developed. This lung primordium soon bifurcate into right and left lung buds. Here in second, that is B figure, you can observe this is the pharynx and this lung primordium or the midventral diverticulum, it develops into two lobes, right lobe and left lobe. These are known as lung bud. Here you can observe this portion is undivided. The undivided common portion, it develops into windpipe. We called it as trachea and larynx. This open into pharynx through this opening, that is glottis. Here you can observe the position of glottis. Each lung bud branches repeatedly and grows posteriorly into the coelom. Here you can observe the embryonic lungs and these are the prospective lung lobes. This is the right lung and left lung. Each lung has an inner endodermal lining which is derived from the embryonic gut and outer visceral peritoneum. That means the lungs are enclosed in the peritoneum. In figure E, you can observe near about fully developed lung is this. This is the branch of trachea, that is bronchus, and this is one lobe of the lung above this diaphragm. This lung is enveloped or it is enclosed in a peritoneum. This membrane is the peritoneum. This peritoneum is having two membranes. The outer membrane is known as parietal pleura and the inner membrane is visceral pleura. In between these two membranes, that is parietal pleura and visceral pleura, there is a cavity. This cavity is pleural cavity, which is filled with a collagenous fluid called as pleural fluid. Now, see the lungs, the structure of lungs as well as position of lungs in different vertebrate. Let us start from lower vertebrate to the higher vertebrates. Here in this picture, you can observe the fish, Protopterus. Now see the position of lung in Protopterus. This is the common windpipe, that is trachea, and these are the two lobes of lungs. This is right lung and this one is the left lung in Protopterus. We can see in detail here the common windpipe. This is the pneumatic duct in this fish. Then the lungs are very elongated structure in the fishes, in this particular fish. The lungs are supplied with a rich capillaries of network and these are known as pulmonary arteries. The lung lobes encloses a number of alveoli or circulations throughout the lungs, which is enclosed in the lobes of lungs. Now see the lungs of amphibians. The lungs of modern amphibia are simple hollow sac. It encloses a wide central cavity in it. Let us see the example of amphibian. The well-known example is frog, which is included in order Anura. See the position of lung here. You can observe the right as well as left lung. The detailed structure of lung is shown in this diagram. The windpipe or the trachea, it is very short and fused chamber and it is known as laryngotracheal chamber which divides into very short bronchi, the right bronchi and left bronchi, and these are the bulbous and bag-like structure, that is lungs. Inside the lung, number of air sacs or alveoli are present. Now how they are formed? The lung wall divided peripherally by a network of folds. These are also called as trabeculae into the air sacs, and these are air sacs are nothing but the alveoli. The lungs are very richly supplied with blood vessel. The next example of amphibian is of order Urodela. These are the lungs of two urodels, for example, Necturus and another is Siren. Here you can observe that the lungs are elongated structure, but their size is different. The left lung is longer than that of the right lung, and inside the lung simple alveoli are seen in proximal portion only in case of Siren. In case of Necturus, we can observe the smooth internal lining. This is the longer left lung of Necturus. Thus, in amphibian, in different orders of the amphibians, the lungs are having different shape, but the basic structure is same. Then see the lungs of Reptilia. Class Reptilia. The lungs of reptiles are very much complicated. Let us see some example. See the example of Spinodon. This is the lung of Spinodon. Here the lungs are simple thin-walled sac. You can observe the structure. This is the common windpipe trachea, then short bronchus, and it divides into two lungs. These lungs are very simple and thin-walled sac. Inside the lung, in section, we can observe simple internal alveoli. Then see the another example of reptiles, a well-known example, chameleon. Now observe the position of lung in this chameleon. This is the position of lung. You can observe. In chameleon, the left and right lungs are present. You can observe the side view here. One special feature observed in the lung of chameleon. See from the structure, a common windpipe trachea is there. Then these are the two lungs, right lung and left lung. Now observe the number of air sacs. The several air sacs arise from the distal portion of the lungs, and this is specific feature of lung of chameleon, this lizard. Then see lungs of snake. In case of snake, you can observe that this right lung is fully developed, but the left lung is quite short. It is reduced, means it is not developed. In case of snake, the left lung is rudimentary structure, while the right lung is fully developed. Then next example of reptilia is turtle. Observe the position of lungs in turtle. These are the lungs in turtle. Now see the structure of lungs in case of turtle. In lizard as well as in turtle, the wall of lung is greatly thick and spongy. Here you can observe this is the wall of lung which is very thick and spongy. and this bronchus or the mesobronchus, it is divided into inner septa which encloses alveoli in it. Thus the lung of turtle is spongy structure. These are variations in structure of lungs in the reptiles. Then see lungs of birds. You can observe the structure here. The avian or the bird's lungs are unique in architecture. These are greatly modified due to their aerial mode of life. In case of birds, the lungs are very small, compact, spongy, and have very little capacity of contraction and expansion. Here you can observe a special feature that these lungs give out several thin-walled membranous air sacs. These air sacs enters most parts of the body. Here you can observe in bird the position of lung is here. This is the trachea which enters into lung, and these are number of air sac which arises from these lungs. We spread throughout the body. In thoracic region, anterior thoracic, posterior thoracic, abdominal region, the whole body, the air sacs are covered the whole part of the body of birds. See the structure here. This is the main windpipe or the trachea. After passing to syrinx, it is divided into left and right bronchi, and these lungs gives number of air sacs. Here you can observe in the clavicular region, this is interclavicular air sac. In thoracic region, in the anterior region of the thorax, there are anterior thoracic air sacs. Then in posterior region of thorax, posterior thoracic air sacs. Then abdominal air sacs. All these air sacs are spread into the body of birds. After entering into the lungs, you can observe here that the bronchus divide repeatedly and thus forming a network of air capillaries. Here you can observe the air capillaries. These air capillaries, they do not terminate blindly. See here, both the end of these capillaries are open. They do not terminate blindly. And due to this reason, the avian lungs become highly efficient organ. This is about the lungs of birds. Very interesting structure is this. Now come to mammals, the most evolved vertebrates. In case of mammals, the lungs are highly developed, spongy and very elastic. The lung lie in the pleural cavities, and in mammals, externally the lungs are subdivided into lobes. Now see here the position of lungs as well as the structure of lungs. Let us see example of human being. The position of lung is in the thoracic region above the diaphragm. Now externally you can clearly observe that the right as well as left lungs, they are divided into several lobes. Here you can see the structure clearly. The windpipe trachea is there, which divide into bronchi, right and left bronchus. This is the right lung. You can observe here, in right lungs there are 3 lobes. This is the superior lobe of right lung. Then this is the inferior lobe of right lung, and in between this superior and inferior lobe there is middle lobe of right lung. Means in case of human being, the right lung has 3 lobes. But in case of rabbit, it has 4 lobes. In some mammals such as whales, elephants, the lungs are simple and without lobes. But in human being, see the structure of left lobe, it is divided only in 2 lobes. This is the superior lobe of left lung and this is inferior lobe of left lung. Now in next slide we will see the detailed structure of human lungs. The common windpipe, that is trachea, it divides into 2 branches. These are the bronchus. Here you can observe the bronchus which enters into the lung. Now after entering into the lung, these bronchi divides several times to form the branches of bronchus. Here you can observe this is primary bronchus. This primary bronchus divides into secondary bronchi. Secondary bronchi divides into tertiary bronchi, which again divides into bronchioles. These bronchioles ultimately again divides into arteriole, and this bronchiole you can observe it enters into the air sac or the alveoli. Here you can clearly see in the structure. These are the terminal bronchiole. This enters into the alveolar duct which ultimately ends in alveolar sacs. And these are the main organs where respiratory gases are stored and exchange of gases takes place here. These alveoli are richly supplied with blood vessels. They are highly vascularized structure, and the main exchange of gases or the process of respiration takes place here at the place of alveoli. So this is the structure of human lungs. Lungs of mammals. We have taken the example of human lungs. In most of the mammal, the structure of lung is same. So students, we will stop here. We have seen the structure of vertebrate lungs. Start from fishes to the mammals. So today we will stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much.